ഹലോ എവറി വൺ. ഇന്ന് ഞാനിവിടെ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് +2 ചാപ്റ്റർ 1 സോളിഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഇൻ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. ഇവിടെ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിന് ഉള്ളിലുള്ള കുറേ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. ദി സോളിഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ചാപ്റ്റർ 1. First question, why are solids rigid? The intermolecular forces of attraction that are present in solids are very strong. The constituent particles of solids cannot move from their positions, that is, they have fixed positions. However, they can oscillate about their mean positions. This is the reason solids are rigid. Second question, why do solids have a definite volume? The intermolecular forces of attraction that are present in solids are very strong. The constituent particles of solid have fixed positions. They are rigid. Hence, solids have a definite volume. Next, third question. Classify the following as amorphous and or crystalline solids: polyurethane, naphthalene, benzoic acid, Teflon, potassium nitrate, cellophane, polyvinyl chloride, fiberglass, copper. Answer is amorphous solids: polyurethane, Teflon, cellophane, polyvinyl chloride, fiberglass. So these are amorphous solids: polyurethane, Teflon, cellophane, polyvinyl chloride, fiberglass, etc. are amorphous solid. Naphthalene, benzoic acid, potassium nitrate, copper, etc. are crystalline solids. Next question, question number 4. Why is glass considered a supercooled liquid? Answer is, similar to liquids, glass has a tendency to flow, though very slowly. Therefore, glass is considered as a supercooled liquid. This is the reason that glass windows and doors are slightly thicker at the bottom than at the top. Next question, question number 5. Refractive index of a solid is observed to have the same value along all directions. Comment on the nature of the solid. Would it show cleavage property? Answer is, an isotropic solid has the same value of physical properties when measured along different directions. Therefore, the given solid having the same value of refractive index along all directions is isotropic in nature. Hence, the solid is an amorphous solid when an amorphous solid is cut with a sharp-edged tool. It cuts into two pieces with irregular surfaces. Next is, classify the following solids in different categories based on the nature of intermolecular forces operating in them. So first one, potassium sulfate, it is a ionic solid. Tin is a metallic solid. Benzene is molecular solid or non-polar solid. Urea, polar molecular solid. Ammonia is polar molecular solid. Water is hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Zinc sulfide is ionic solid. Graphite is covalent solid. Rubidium is metallic solid. Argon, non-polar molecular solid. And finally, silicon carbide is covalent solid. Next question, question number 7. Solid A is a very hard electrical insulator in solid as well as in molten state and melts at extremely high temperature. What type of solid is it? The given properties are the properties of covalent or network solid. Therefore, the given solid is a covalent or network solid. Examples of such solids include diamond and quartz. Next question. Question number 8. Ionic solids conduct electricity in molten state but not in solid state. Explain. In ionic compounds, electricity is conducted by ions. In solid state, ions are held together by strong electrostatic forces and are not free to move about within the solid. Hence, ionic solids do not conduct electricity in solid state. However, in molten state or in solution form, the ions are free to move and can conduct electricity. What type of solids? Next question. What type of solids are electrical conductors, malleable and ductile? Metallic solids are electrical conductors, malleable and ductile. Next question, question number 10. Give the significance of a lattice point. The significance of a lattice point is that each lattice point represents one constituent particle of a solid, which may be an atom, molecule, or an ion. Next question. Name the parameters that characterize a unit cell. There are 6 parameters that characterize a unit cell. First one, its dimensions along the 3 edges A, B and C. These edges may or may not be equal. Second, angles between the edges. So these are the angle between, that is angle, these are the angle alpha between edges B and C, beta between edges A and C, and gamma between edges A and B. So these are some questions that is present in the textbook, that is in text questions. So now I discussed about 11 questions today. Thank you.